Hey, Abundant Seed family, how are you guys doing today? I am so happy. Actually, I am excited just to be with you for another episode of the Abundant Seed. And I have a question for you today. Who is your neighbor? Who is your neighbor? Now, I grew up in Tobago. And so it was a very small community in the village I grew up in. People were very, very close-knit. The thing is, if you didn't know somebody, that person knew you or they knew your parents. So when you see somebody and you didn't know them, they would either ask you, who is your mother? Or who is your father? Or then they would say, you are Mr. X son or Mrs. Y son or daughter, because they would now look at who do you resemble. And they could do that going back to generations. Now another thing is, if you found yourself as a little boy or as a young boy growing up in the village, playing in one of your friends or your neighbor's yard, and you happen to be there around lunchtime, you are guaranteed a meal. Now, when the parents, the adults, the gardeners coming from the garden, the land as it were, and you see those people coming with their bag upon their heads with produce, you would want to hide, because you're guaranteed to have some yam, some dasheen, some pumpkin, whatever it is, by the pounds to carry home for your parents. When your mom is at home cooking and in the middle of preparing the meal, she realizes that she doesn't have butter or she doesn't have salt, or she's seasoning some fish and she realizes that she doesn't have all the seasoning, she's sending you by the neighbor, you know, to get some salt. Ask Miss Mary for some salt, or for 2 lime, or for some shadow benny, and you are guaranteed to come back with it. The thing is, we knew who our neighbors were and we took care of each other. Here is the challenge we are faced with today. Mark 12:31 says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. The challenge is, who is my neighbor? But even before we try to establish who our neighbor is, in Leviticus chapter 19 verse 18 it said how we should basically treat our fellow people who we would recognize to be our neighbor. So Leviticus 19:18 says, do not seek revenge or bear a grudge against or among your people, but love your neighbor as you love yourself. So this brings us to a place now where we want to examine who our neighbor is. And so in the book of Luke 25-37, there is an apt example when a man decided to ask Jesus who is his neighbor, Jesus having told him to love his neighbor as he loves himself. And so because of time, I would not get into the whole question of the Good Samaritan, but what I can do is to summarize what happened in that episode of the Good Samaritan. Jesus gave an example of a man who was on the roadway and he was accosted by robbers. And so these robbers beat this man. They robbed him. They stripped him of his clothes and left him on the side of the road, basically half dead. Now, following that incident, what happened there were three sets of people that passed by. The first being a priest, and the second being a Levi. What the Levi and the priest did is that when they saw the man, they went on the other side of the road and quickly walked by. Now when the Good Samaritan came by and he saw the man lying on the side of the road, he immediately came off his horse or his donkey, I think it is, and rendered assistance. Moreover, he took his best wine and so on to attend to the injuries that the man sustained. Then he placed the man on his animal, I think it was a donkey, and he took the man to the nearest hotel. Now in the Bible days they call it an inn. We would know it as a hotel. He paid the bill for the hotel, and then he told the attendants at the hotel if there is any other cost that this man would incur, bill it to him. That is what the Good Samaritan did. Now the thing is, we have found ourselves in a situation where there are several people in our society right now who are being challenged. They are being challenged because of the impact of COVID-19. They are similar to what this man who was left on the side of the road going through. They needed help. They need help. They need our support. And so what am I asking? I am asking that we do not adopt the behavior of that priest or the Levi to just ignore these people and ignore their current situation. What they need may be emotional support. Some of them may need financial support. I am not saying to go into those persons' premises and get yourself compromised. But what I'm saying is to adopt the behavior of the Good Samaritan and bring some assistance to these people. Be like those Good Samaritan and offer the help that is necessary. Now I want you guys to follow me right to the end of this video because I want you to answer a particular question. Let's see how many of you really looked at Sesame Street when you were younger. So follow me, and what I want you to do is to place your answers in the comments column, because we are in a time where we have to show that neighborly love. We know exactly who our neighbors are. Anybody right now who needs our help, these people are our neighbors. So here what we want to do. You want to remember this thing on Sesame Street? Who are the people in your neighborhood? You know that entire song? If you know that entire song, I challenge you, type it in the comments column. Type this in the comments column. I want you guys to tell me as well in the comments column, who is your neighbor? And why should you love your neighbor, especially now? And what do you think your neighbor need in this time? Remember, weeping may only endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. So if our neighbors are weeping, there is an expectation that joy will come in the morning. You be that joy. You be that hope. You be that raven of sunlight that they so desire. My Abundant Seed family, you know what is so good about this community? We are planted by the rivers of waters. And we know some of our fruits are love and kindness. We know that our love doesn't have to boast. So we don't have to go and post what we do on social media, because we know somebody else is seeing, and we would be rewarded from that other person in Christ Jesus. So you know what, guys? I love you. I love you. I love you. And may God bless you. God bless you. God bless you as you continue to stay safe. Don't forget, share this information with someone. If you are joining us for the first time, like and subscribe to our channel, because we're going to get more videos similar to these. As a matter of fact, I have a video for one of you. It's about procrastination. So stand by for that. You need to see that video because most of us are challenged by procrastination. So I love you. I love you. I love you. And may God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Till we meet again. Goodbye.